Hello and welcome to Enyo Pool's How-To Guide section. This video is going to show us how to replace a pool motor shaft seal. If you see water leaking out of the bottom of the pool pump assembly, it's a good indication that you may have to replace the shaft seal within the motor pump assembly. The shaft seal is located in the motor pump assembly behind the impeller. Although this description is specific to a Hayward pool pump, many of the steps can apply to other models of pool pumps. The first step is to turn off all power to the pool pump. For maximum safety, turn off the power at the circuit breaker to the motor. Next, you will want to remove the motor pump assembly from the wet end housing. Remove the four 9/16 bolts that bind the motor pump assembly to the housing. Note, some Hayward pool pump models have 6 bolts. Now pull the assembly apart from the pool pump housing. After the assembly is out, you should see the pool pump diffuser and diffuser gasket on the end of the assembly. If you do not see the diffuser or its gasket, check inside the housing. If the pool pump diffuser came out with the assembly, pull the diffuser off the assembly. You may have to pry it off gently with a screwdriver. Now you will see the pool pump impeller. The shaft seal is behind the impeller, so you will now have to remove the impeller. To remove the pool pump impeller, you will twist the impeller off in a counterclockwise motion. The impeller cannot be freed from the motor shaft without first securing the motor shaft. Move to the other end of the motor assembly. Take off the 2 screws that hold the back cover onto the pool pump assembly. You will see the pool pump motor wiring and capacitor. You will have to remove the capacitor to gain access to the end of the motor shaft. Capacitors store power. To avoid a possible shock, lay a screwdriver across the 2 leads to short out the capacitor. Now unscrew the single screw that holds the capacitor in place and push it out of the way. No need to disconnect the capacitor from the leads. Place a 7/16 wrench on the flat end of the pool pump motor shaft to secure the shaft from rotating. At the pool pump impeller end, twist off the impeller counterclockwise. You may have to use a channel lock wrench to gently free up the impeller. Now, you should see the motor shaft seal. One half on the pool pump impeller and the other half will be in the seal plate on the shaft. Inspect the threads on the inside of the pool pump impeller. If these are badly worn, you will need to replace the impeller. Stand the motor up on one end and gently remove the white ceramic seal inside the seal plate. You may have to use a small screwdriver to gently pry out the seal. If the seal plate lifts off, it may be simpler to push the seal out of the seal plate from the other side. Set the new seal on the shaft inside the seal plate, white side up. Be very careful not to touch the white ceramic side of the seal with your hands. If necessary, gently seat the seal with the blunt end of a screwdriver. Grab the seal on the pool pump impeller and twist it off. Make a note of how the seal is positioned on the impeller so you know how to place the new seal. It is possible to place this seal upside down. Now, push the other half of the new seal onto the pool pump impeller. Place the new seal on in the same position noted above. Again, do not touch the bearing surface of this seal. With the wrench securing the back end of the motor shaft, screw the pool pump impeller back onto the shaft clockwise. Hand tight is sufficient. Inspect the diffuser gasket for wear and replace if needed. Put a thin coat of lubrication on the gasket. Snap on the pool pump diffuser. No screws are required. Ensure the part of the diffuser labeled top is aligned with the top label on the seal plate. Slip the motor assembly into the housing. Replace the 4 bolts evenly. If the bolts were numbered 1 through 4, replace the bolts in this sequence: 1, 3, 2, and 4, to ensure that the motor is set properly inside the housing. Loosely tighten bolts in this sequence, then go back and tighten them down again in this sequence. If the pool pump has 6 bolts, replace the bolts in the following sequence: 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, and 6. Replace the capacitor on the back side of the assembly. Make sure the plastic strip is in place between the clip and capacitor so the capacitor does not short out. Replace the motor cover and secure with 2 screws. Prime pump by removing strainer lid and filling strainer with water. Replace the lid. Reset circuit breakers and start the pool pump. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to call us toll-free at 1-877-372-6038 or visit us online at www.nyopools.com.